I think we might as well go. Sure, let's do it.
I'm ready if you are, Dan.
Good afternoon from Crawfordsville High School and John Frodes Field. This evening, the Athenians entertain the Bruins from Tri-West. Your Athenians come in with a record of 9-2 on the season, 2-0 in Sagamore Conference play. So we're ready to go here in just a few minutes. Athenians coming off a good day Saturday, and we're looking forward to keep that win streak going. Cody Emerson again with us this evening, and thanks again, Cody. And we have Austin Hickey keeping the picture alive, so we should be set to go. We have a temperature of around 58 degrees. Last count, the wind was west-southwest out of the, I guess, directly out of the west, actually, and it's 5 to 7 miles an hour. And I would say that this is the least wind we've had blowing out here for a while. We had a few home runs Saturday in that round-robin tournament, and Athenians, I believe, have had only one so far this year, but we have had much better playing conditions. Well, we're going to turn over to PA announcer David Raynard for the starting lineup.
This evening, Sagamore Athletic Conference varsity baseball game between the visiting Tri-West Bruins and your Crawfordsville Athenians. Let's first meet the starters for the Bruins representing Liston, Indiana. Leading off, the first baseman, number 2, Reed Benner. Batting second, the shortstop, number 10, Jack Catt. Batting third, the designated hitter, number 16, Chase Holland. Holland will be hitting for starting catcher, number 20, Cohen Fair. Batting fourth, the right fielder, number 6, Ethan Fry. Batting fifth, the left fielder, number 15, Damon Catt. Batting sixth, the center fielder, number 11, Chase Hardman. Batting seventh, the third baseman, number 8, Brady White. Batting eighth, the starting pitcher, number 1, Isaac Pearson. And batting ninth, the second baseman, number 4, Garrett Osborne. The Bruins are coached by Mr. Nick Spence. And now, let's meet the starters for your Crawfordsville Athenians. Leading off, the left fielder, number 34, Bryce Dowell. Batting second, the third baseman, number 2, Wyatt Moats. Batting third, the catcher, number 8, A.J. Stonewall Hall. Batting fourth, your starting pitcher, number 11, Big Cale Corsi. Batting fifth, the second baseman, number 21, Cale Weimer. Batting sixth, the first baseman, number 4, Caden Underwood. Batting seventh, the shortstop, number 6, Jude Corsi. Batting eighth, the right fielder, number 20, K.P. Caden Patton. And batting ninth, the center fielder, number 5, Dylan Farley. Your Athenians are coached by Rhett Welliver, Tony Bean, and Cole Weimer. The head skipper of your Athenians is Mr. Brett Moats. Please direct your attention to the American flag located in right field. At this time, the Crawfordsville Community School Corporation and the IHSAA invite you to proudly stand and remove your hats as we honor the United States of America. Let's play Athenian baseball. Ladies and gentlemen, Crawfordsville High School is a character count school promoting good sportsmanship by students, athletes, coaches, and
Well, once again, we got a great looking evening here for baseball. We've been very fortunate this year, actually, weather-wise, Cody. It's been much, much better than it was last year.
Yeah, I mean, the trip down to Tennessee, we had great weather and have had it's a lot better already than it was yesterday. With it being Mother Nature, I think, had one last maybe wintry, not storm, but just wintry weather kind of day for us yesterday.
Well, so far anyway, it's been very agreeable to the Athenians as they've yet to lose a game back here in Montgomery County or any of the surrounding counties. And so we look forward to them to keep that momentum going. We have come off a good week last week, defeating Danville on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then Saturday in this little round-robin tourney we had with Norwell and Griffith coming out on those. And I won't say easy games. We did get behind in the Norwell contest, but came back strongly.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great Norwell was 6-1, and they were hitting.
Yes.
They showed why they can absolutely hit the cover off the ball a lot. Great outing, and we talked a little bit off air about the performance from Caden Underwood. Not just in that first game, throwing a complete game. I think he had 83 pitches, and like 63 of them were for strikes or something like that. He was able to come back out in the second game and give Crawfordsville 3 more innings, and the bats were able to come alive to end that one in 5.
Well, I've looked at it like we've really had 2 classic ball games already with that great 10-inning win that we had. And then here's the, I mean, I've asked it, I don't know whether we can go back in the annals and look it up, but I know this, there can't be too many pitchers who've started 2 games and won the same and won both. And
I was thinking about that too.
Yeah.
I was thinking about texting a couple of people, but it would be probably hard to look up. But
well, I would imagine maybe even though they played a lot fewer games, there tended to be not as deep pitching staffs if you go back years ago, and you had no pitching limitation as far as number of pitches. And so they could throw and throw and throw. So who knows? But anyway, ready to play ball here. Cale Corsi on the man for the Athenians has been almost lights out. Struggled a little bit against Danville, we'd say, maybe just because of location as much as anything. But struck out a ton of players, and we've just been kind of spoiled from that standpoint. Well, here we go. First pitch right there, and we got a little delayed call, so we're going to have to watch that. I might call one before I know really what it is. This is Reed Brenner at the plate. He is the first baseman. His next pitch fouled back into the net, so quickly ahead. No balls, 2 strikes. They give us northwest, northwest?
I believe so, yes.
Here's a line drive in the 5.5 hole there, and that'll be a base hit. So on an 0-2 pitch, Reed Brenner is able to reach first base. Well struck, well struck. Did a good job. Looked like the ball might have been a little bit to the inside the part of the plate, almost an inside-out swing, actually.
Yeah, good way to, I mean, not a good way for Cale to start, but I mean, if you're the Bruins, making good contact.
Jack Catt, the batter. Here's the throw to first, runner back in time. Catt is the shortstop for the Bruins.
Yeah, he's the sophomore, and then we'll see his older brother's a senior.
Here's the next pitch down.
Damon Catt is batting 5th for the Bruins.
A ball, no strikes. The next pitch swung on, a miss. Something down, maybe even a little below the knees. Count evens 1-1.
Looked like it was slightly below, but still a good pitch by Corsi for the swing and miss.
Yeah, better pitch for the pitcher than the batter.
It sure is.
Here's a throw to the first, runner back in time. Now, of course, he's ready for the 1-1. Here's a breaking ball that stays high. Infield straight away all the way around.
Yeah, Benner not seem to take too big of a lead.
Here's the pitch. Called down. 3 balls, 1 strike. This is a little bit reminiscent of last Tuesday at this point. We're not very far along here, but here's a pitch down, gets away. Runner will make it to second base. That was ball 4. The runner holds out there as Hall hustles back, retrieves the ball, but now right away we've got a situation, and that's kind of, like I said, reminiscent of last Tuesday. We looked like Cale was just a little bit off on his command, and the pitches down that looked like they might have been good are maybe just a little bit too low, and they're going for ball. So first and second, nobody down. Here's the pitch away. Chase Holland, he's the DH, stands in there for the Bruins. Here's a 1-ball pitch. That one stays up, 2-0. Here's a swing and a miss on a breaking ball.
Yeah, Holland was expecting a fastball.
Had a big cut.
He sure did.
Now the 2-1. That ball's down and away. 3 balls, 1 strike. So Cale needs to get in rhythm, get zoned in out there. Here's the pitch. That's on the outside corner for a strike. So we got a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Just underway here at Froge Field. Tri-West Bruins taking on the Athenians today. Here's the pitch. That one hangs high, ball 4, so not what you want.
Nope.
Cale just, again, as he did last Tuesday, really struggling with command, and pitching coach Radwelver out to the mound. And a very slow walk. I mean, probably he's letting A.J. Hall have a few words with Cale first, maybe. No, hard to figure. You know, you get you get in certain grooves, I guess, and you just can't seem to get yourself going. I mean, we know this young man normally has pretty good command, so it's one of those things right now. He's just having a hard time getting started. And unfortunately, last Tuesday, I mean, despite the number of strikeouts, which I believe was 12, in fact, I know it was 12, and he still struggled with command and ran a high pitch count, as we know. So,
yeah, in 18 innings, some stats here on Cale. He's got 11 walks in 18 innings, which that's kind of just uncharacteristic of
no question
the Cale Corsi we normally like to see.
Here's the first pitch to Fry. He nubs the ball, but it stays in foul ground as A.J. Hall quickly pounces on it. Ethan Fry is the right fielder.
Yeah, lucky break for the Bruins, because that was in fair territory. A.J. would have been able to step on home and probably throw on to first, too.
Here's the next pitch. That's down. Count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, the thing I remember last week is the pitches, some of the pitches that Cale wanted, or the pitches that were called down. Here's the next pitch. That ball's up. 2 balls, 1 strike. Looked like to me, that was almost like trying to aim it in there on that one. That wasn't a good release. 2-1. Pitch ball 3. Of course, he in trouble out there. 3-1 now. Nobody out, and the sack's packed with Bruins.
Yep, needs to make a pitch here.
He swings, and that's a break for the Athenians. That ball, Cody, was definitely out of the strike zone.
Yep, and if Fry was able to take that, Bruins would have had their first run of the game yet.
Let's see if we can take advantage of it.
Mm-hmm.
Pitch, pop foul out of play. We'll have to do it again.
Yeah, at this point, it's just about limiting the damage. I mean,
Runners staying pretty close to the bags out there. All right, again, the 3-2 on the way. There's a ball fouled out of play. That one behind the bleachers on the left side.
good job by Fry to spoil the last 2 pitches.
That'll be way high, ball 4. So, of course, he walks in a run and still without an out.
The left fielder, David Catt.
So Damon Catt steps in. He's the left fielder.
Yeah, single and 3 straight walks.
Yep.
Not ideal.
First pitch fouled back out of play. Well, we're getting down second half of the lineup here, and here's a fastball that is in there, a very, very delayed count or signal. Here's the pitch. This is way up and away. Jack Cat down at third base. Got a big jump down there. Here's the pitch. Pop. Maybe a play on this one. But no. Ball will get out of play. Into the Tri-West bleachers over there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody down here. The Bruins already on the board with 1. And the bases are loaded. Corsi to the plate. That's right there. He says outside. Well, maybe it was. Honestly, I was blocked by the catcher and the umpire on that one.
It looked like it caught the outside corner.
Okay.
But
Here's the pitch. There's a breaker foul back into the net. That ball was definitely more toward the middle of the plate. Cal Corsi with the 2-2. Here's a ball taken to right field. Pretty well hit. He drops the ball, and it's a fair ball. Ball just ticked off the end of his glove, and I don't know whether he had a sun problem or what, but another run crosses home plate. Would probably be fortunate on that, although I think they were assuming it would be caught. I'm looking at the board. They haven't signaled anything yet, error or hit. But
I think they gave him an error.
well, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's up. Okay. And it was an error, didn't he? Here's a pitch right there for a strike. This is Chase Hardman, the center fielder. Here's a ball out of play. 0-2.
Yep.
number 6 hitter in the lineup. Here's a swing and a miss on a fastball that was up and away. So, one down.
Third baseman Grady White.
Athenians trailing here early, 2-0. That'll bring up Brady White, the third baseman. Here's a pitch, swung on, foul to the net. Again, Cale, here's a pitch taken for a strike. A very, very delayed signal for the strikes. 0-2 on the way. Ball down.
Well, if Cale's able to strike out here, or get it to strike out here, then let's hope get his next batter and get out of here with 2 runs. That's not.
Next pitch stays high. You're right. I mean, you know, you hate to start behind like this, but
the way Crawfordsville's been swinging the bats, you like your chances.
here's a swing and a miss.
There you go.
So 2 down now as White goes down swinging.
Yep. Take care of Pearson and then
Isaac Pearson.
get the offense back going.
Yeah, opposing pitcher, Isaac Pearson. Hitting out of the 8th slot. Here's a pitch. Outside. Two down. Here's a ground ball, foul outside the line, and count evens at 1-1. I suspect that Patton had some sun problems out there, the way the ball was missed.
I would imagine so.
Big play, though, or big no play. Here's a ball taken to center field, Farley out, over, and now Andre has it. So 3 outs in a row, but a lot of trouble before that. So in the inning for Tri-West, they come up with 2 runs. They had only 1 hit and 3 runners left on base, and there was 1 Athenian error. So we don't like that kind of start, but sometimes it also gives a chance to prove what kind of ball club you are.
Yeah, I mean, something that you've had to work through before. I mean, and you, like just said, with the way Crawfordsville's been scoring runs so far this season, you like your chances. I mean, great job by Cale. I mean, the first 5 guys reached, and then was able to get the next 3 outs to just limit the damage to just to 2 runs. If you, bases loaded, nobody out. Most coaches would probably say if we give up 2 runs, we'll concede that.
Yeah.
1 run would be phenomenal.
Well, you're right about the bats. So Athenian bats have been very solid at this point in time, and I had to also congratulate the bottom of the batting order.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yes.
Not that their batting averages are high as the top batting order, no, but we've been in some situations where we really needed some help. For the most part, that bottom half has done very well. Isaac Pearson taking his warm-up tosses. Well, leading off for the Athenians will be Bryce Dow as usual, and he's really had a great season at this point as leadoff hitter.
Athenians, the left fielder, Bryce Gallo.
Bryce kind of been a little bit all the way around the diamond in a way. He's played some first base, he's played some left field, he's played left field today, and he's played some second base, and maybe he was someplace else. Anyway, here we go. Here's a line drive, just outside the line. Yeah, he tried to sneak one in there. Bryce got a couple of hits Saturday that were clean hits, but they weren't hard. They were kind of like that, cut off the end of the bat a little bit, and so I think he's getting out ahead a lot. Here's the next pitch taken, and that is a ball inside.
Well, I noticed it. I believe it was in the second. It might have been in the second. First or it was one of the two.
Ground foul.
He had three. He saw 3 pitches and had 3 hits.
Okay, yeah.
I mean,
well, he's always been an aggressive hitter, and I said sometimes to a fault because it takes him out of the zone, but he's also one of our guys that has really good eye-hand coordination and can sometimes be pretty effective on a ball that may be a little out of the zone. Here's a line drive in the left field. That's a base hit. Left field over, almost a little bit, but not enough for further advancement. So, as he has been doing with regularity, Bryce Dowell is on first base.
And that's why I bats leadoff.
Well, here's the guy that's really been banging the ball. Wyatt Moats is he is really coming into his own. I mean, not that he didn't have a good freshman year last year, but he is a different hitter this year.
Yeah, Wyatt's batting .537. I mean, and that leads the team, and had 5 RBIs on Saturday, including kind of that triple that scored all 3 runs. Does a really great 2 days here.
There's a pitch. That one's outside. 2 balls, no strikes.
And that's what you like to see from Bryce after he gets.
Oh, okay. We just got mentioned here that ex-Athenian baseball player Dan Sadowski is an assistant coach here for Tri-West. Does that show in your paper?
It sure does.
Yeah, it should, because I just saw Judy here gave me a heads up on that. Here's the pitch, and that hit him, so that'll be trot on down to first base, no injury. As a matter of fact, he didn't trot. I mean, he looked like he was on the clock getting down to first base. Way to go, Wyatt. I like it. I'll tell you what, talk baseball very long, you'll know that I was a great Pete Rose fan who did exactly that on any chance he had. All right, first and second, nobody out, and A.J. Hall stands in.
Well, this is exactly what you like to see after giving up 2 runs.
Here's the first pitch for a strike.
Yeah, first 2 reach base, and you've got the meat of your order.
Next pitch, that'll be ground ball foul off the batter.
Yeah, I think that might have got AJ's ankle or
Yeah, got him down a little somewhere.
He limped just a little bit. AJ's a tough kid, though. He'll be fine.
Well, just the fact that he's a catcher kind of tells you that.
Yep.
But it's an 0-2 count now. We need to put it in play here. That ball's way up. Don't want any part of that. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch on the way, swung on, line drive, center fielder in, cannot get there, but we're in a little bit of jeopardy if we don't hustle, we can't make it.
Yep.
That'll go as a fielder's choice.
Yep.
And
Bryce thinks he got in, but
coach thinks the third baseman came off the bag too quickly. Is why.
Okay.
And he's asking for appeal from the the home plate umpire. I didn't catch that.
I didn't either.
But. Well, that's too bad.
Well, they're talking about it, and yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but I tell you, and this is not really criticism, but he had enough room. You got to gauge what can the outfielder do with the ball if he doesn't catch it, or what can he do if he does catch it. Well, in that case, if he caught it, he still couldn't have made a throw, even if we'd have gone 20 feet down the line. But anyway, one down. Cale Corsi at the plate.
Mason McCarty in at first base as a courtesy runner.
Here's a pitch down. Good stop by the catcher there. Corsi still having a great offensive season. Maybe backed off a little bit on the batting average, but still providing a lot of offense for the Athenians.
He's only batting .515 still. I think that's pretty darn good.
Yeah. Here's a pitch. Here's a ground ball. OB in the hole. Shortstop. Can't quite get there. The Athenians will plate their first run. Now we get off the bag out
He
there.
didn't tag him.
And he didn't. No, he didn't.
He didn't tag him.
No, he didn't even make an attempt
If
to
he
tag.
tried to tag him, McCarty probably would have been out.
Yeah,
But, hey, we'll take it.
Well, we've got to do a little better than that, though. That's not good base running. That was just opposite. Well, Dow had more room to get off, and he was off further than he ought to ever been. See how shallow the outfielder was when he fielded that ball. So you can't be wondering. All right. Cale Weimer steps in. First and second, one down, one run in now. There's a pitch. That ball's outside, gets loose. Now
Yeah.
a little hesitation, and then once you don't go right away, that's the right decision.
You're better off just staying there.
Here's a pitch, ground ball, foul. There's Weimer way out ahead on that one. Courtesy runner, McCarty at second. Here's a pitch. This ball's taken for a strike. Let the fans at home decide how long a pause this strike signal is. When he's loud enough, we can tell ahead of time. There's a pitch right there for strike three.
Yeah, his strikeout.
Well, Weimer hadn't seen a breaking ball for this young man, and he got fooled on that one for sure. Takes a strikeout looking, so we need to tighten up on the two-strike count.
Underwood.
And talk about a player who's just having an impressive senior season. Caden Underwood has just been everything you could have asked for.
Here's a pitch taken for a strike.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
We saw some pretty delayed calls while we were down in Tennessee, Dan, but I think this might be the most delayed
No question.
that I've seen in quite a while.
Here's the pitch. Here's a line drive. Right fielder over and has it.
Ooh, nice
Pull it down. That
catch.
ball was really nailed. Yeah, he almost took too shallow of a route across, and he had to reach up and grab it in, but that's a fly out to the right fielder for the third out. So at the end of 1-4, your Athenians trail Tri-West by a score of 2-1. Ball hit hard. I mean, that's a little tough luck right there. We had two tough luck. We got what should have been a base hit, and end up getting forced out at third, and then we hit a darter into right field, and the man's able to get over and get under it. So credit to Tri-West, and we'll play on here in the second inning, trailing 2-1.
Good job of at least getting that one run back. You would have liked to probably get more. I mean, a couple of maybe some base running blunders a little bit, but made some solid contact with the ball, able to get a pair of hits, hit by pitch, and get at least one run back. And now let's hope that Cale Corsi is a little more dialed in.
Yep, we definitely need him to get in rhythm here. And, he is going to be facing 9-1-2 here. We'll not have one of the better hitters, I would think, to start with.
Leading off for the Bruins is second baseman Garrett Osborne.
First pitch in there for a strike. This is the second baseman, Garrett Osborne. Weber again there with a strike, and it's 0-2. Corsi working quickly.
As is custom.
Here's a pitch. Strike
Yep.
3.
And
Looking as Garrett Osborne didn't like the look of that, but it had the outside part of the
it
plate.
sure did.
One down.
Yep, and much better start here.
Reed Benner.
All right, that brings up Reed Benner, and he had a base hit his first time up and came around and scored. The ball popped foul.
Gonna get
Boy, I
out
tell you-
of. Oh no, it
Mo-
stayed in play. I
Yeah,
think.
but boy, I tell you, Moose got a great jump on that, and he gave himself a chance there, but just ran a little bit short of the. There's no way he can get to that ball, but like to see the effort, and he's got the quicks. 0-1 on the way. Here's
There's
a pitch.
one right there.
Strike 2. Fastball on the inner part of the plate. You got to really be ready if you're going to get around and turn on that one. That ball had him really tied up. Don't think he could have ever got back to the hit position there. Here's the 0-2.
That caught it.
That'll be
Yep.
strike 3.
Back strikeouts.
And both of them looking. So that's good both ways, because when they are looking, they're just fooled.
And
The shortstop,
much more.
Cat.
Well, yeah, that was six pitches and 2
Yeah.
outs.
What the
and 2
doctor ordered.
strikeouts.
The only thing better is to hit a ground ball back to the pitcher on the first pitch,
Well.
so you don't have to.
Well, there's Cale's missed chance at an immaculate inning.
All right.
9 pitches, 3 strikeouts, but still a very productive inning.
Here's the next pitch.
There's
It's
one.
there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down. Top of inning number 2. Your Athenians trailing by a score of 2-1. Here's the next pitch, way up and away. 2 balls, 1 strike. Next pitch swung on and missed. Throwing mainly heat here this inning. He's not, it's just simplified things a little bit, I think.
And Cale's probably throwing a little extra.
Here's the ball popped. This might be in play.
I think it is.
Over, and Underwood.
Got it.
Nice job. He had to readjust at the end as the ball wanted to curl back apparently toward the infield, but reached back behind him, pulled it in. So 1, 2, 3, and the Athenians come to bat in the bottom of the second, trailing 2-1. That's what the doctor ordered.
It sure is. And take a look at pitch count wise. I believe Corsi threw 38 in that first inning. I think he's at
46.
What I'm looking at has him with 50. Whoever's running our
Okay.
game changer down there.
Oh my. Okay.
But still, you'll take innings like that anytime.
Well, yes. Yeah, I think still at the high school level, we like to think in terms of get out of there with 15 pitches or
Right.
less, but no, that
That was after an extended first inning. Kale, I think, probably only threw, let's add those, 2 3-strikeouts and a 2-1. So he probably only threw 10 pitches that inning,
yeah.
maybe.
Well,
I'm not the stat master that Jeff Nelson
no,
is.
yeah. Well, I'm not going to worry about it, but I tell you what,
For your Athenians, the shortstop,
that's a good sign, because if you remember last Tuesday, we didn't get settled in that quickly.
Right.
All right, here we go. Bottom of the second, and Jude Corsi takes that one high. Now we're going to get an appeal, and it's still a ball. We have fans complaining about the appeal. Here's a pitch taken for a strike. Count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike. Jude been picking up more hits lately. Here's the pitch. That's inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Pitch is up by the way, so 3-1. Isaac Pearson, the pitcher for the Bruins. Of course, he swings and lines it, caught by the second baseman. So that's 2 in a row that the Athenians have really barreled up, and well, just luck on the wrong side right now. Can't hit it any harder than that. And we've commented before, Jude Corsi has had the worst luck of anybody in the ball club because he's down a lot of people right at him. And I mean, he just can't seem to get the ball into the open spots. So 1 down as Caden Patton steps in. One ball, no strikes. Next pitch is away. Two. Coach Moach down at third. Coach Wilmer down at first as usual. Here's a pitch. Here's a swing and a foul back.
Just got a piece of that one.
Yeah, I think that probably was a strike. It was pretty far to the outside of the plate. All right, here's a 2-1. It's ground ball. Shortstop takes a Sunday hop on a Tuesday evening, and that'll be 2 outs, a 6-3. Good to see him make contact, though. That's right. He's been doing a whole lot better with his contact. Dylan Farley, the center fielder for the Athenians, steps in. Here's a swing and a miss of something off speed.
Maybe a slider. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I'm not either because it didn't seem to have much movement on it. But anyway, here's a ball that. Oh, this could be close. This is
safe.
Not even close. The ball gets loose, but the catcher does a nice job getting down and backing that one up. So Farley on first base. That I think is a hit, and I'll tell you why I'm going. Well, they put an error.
They put an error up there.
I don't think the error would have to be on the pitcher, not on the throw, because he'd already beat the throw. I mean, and there was no advancement to second base. So
I'm giving Dylan a single. In my book.
I am too.
Let's see.
Here's the first pitch to Dow, and there for a strike. Bryce with the first inning hit. Farley, good wheels, good lead, and the pitch. Here's a line drive, one up into the second baseman. He'll go to second for the short one, and that retires the Athenians here in the bottom half of inning number 2. The score remains 2-1 in favor of the Bruins from Tri-West. Line score is for Tri-West. They have 2 runs on 1 hit, and they have 1 error. Your Athenians have 1 run. They have 3 hits and also 1 error. Well, Athenian softball challenge tonight against one of the better softball pitchers in the country from Tri-West.
The top-ranked pitcher in her class. And she's only going to Oklahoma.
There you go.
in Audrey Lowry.
Tells you a little something, doesn't it?
She's an absolute stud. And the scary part is she's only a junior. So Sagamore Conference is going to have to see her this year and next year. Obviously, Tri-West made the state finals last year in a I wasn't able to watch it, but I was seeing kind of highlights. Just an absolutely thrilling game. I think they fell. I can't remember who they lost to. But they have a lot of talent back and could very well find themselves playing for another state championship this year.
Yeah, I think I know who they lost to, but I can't remember for sure. All right, Cody Emerson up with play-by-play here to get us some runs here.
I will do my best, Dan.
Got to get outs first, though.
Absolutely. Well, and it started last inning with Cale Coursey on the mound having that shutdown inning.
3-4-5 for the Bruins.
Be Holland, Fry, and Damon Cat. The first pitch from Cale. In there. No, low.
Calling low.
Okay. That's why we've said we've got to really hesitate on our... That one catches the... I apologize, folks, if we don't give the count right away because we don't know what the man behind the plate will call right away. The 1-1 misses.
Yeah, that's the area that he struggled with in the last two ball games.
There's one in there from Cale. Evens the count back at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Coursey already with 4 strikeouts. As Allen misses, count goes full on Holland, who was stranded at third his first time up. And be
Too low.
another walk. For Holland.
Ethan Fry.
Bring up Ethan Fry.
Received one of the walks in the first inning.
He sure did. He was the last one to walk. The pitch for Coursey. Woo! And they almost had Holland picked off, but as he was leaning a little towards the left after a little bit of a wild pitch from Coursey, but good snag behind the plate from AJ. One ball, no strikes the count on Ethan Fry, who looks to lay down a bunt.
Nobody's coming to the bag. Nobody's coming to the bag.
I don't know. Okay, I thought I saw the umpire waving everybody off. They're going to call a foul ball. They say it's a foul ball. That was what the umpire waved off. So now we're going to have a conversation here. Well, Holland moved down to third. Fry stands at first. But I could have sworn I heard him yell foul ball. Which that would mean everyone goes back to where they started.
It was really strange. AJ couldn't find the ball. They got it.
Yep. They're going to bring Fry back. Oh, and now Tri-West coach is going to... come on, guys. So the home plate umpire ruled a foul ball. Ethan Fry is going to be back at first base. Or no, Ethan Fry is going to be in the batter's box. Chase Holland is going to have to move all the way back to first.
Yeah, the count will go to 1-1,
yes,
I believe.
And you are right. It'll be a 1-ball, 1-strike count. And I don't know what... Okay, we need to take some control of this ball game. He should be on first base if they ruled a foul ball.
Well, absolutely.
I don't know what, and I don't know if. Did we just get somebody taught?
No. Now they're sending him to third.
How?
I don't know how you get that.
You can't. He can't be a third if it's a foul ball. You just can't. Okay, so now they're reversing the call.
Yeah, they're calling it a hit batter. That's what they call. It can't go to third.
I don't think anybody knows what's going on, if I'm being honest.
There's something really strange going on here.
Why is... So, Cat...
Well, we got back to a 1-1 count.
Fry is...
But how he gets to third...
You can't advance to third on a foul ball. That makes... That...
Well,
that's not right. That's not right.
Something is wrong, but here we go.
Pitch is fouled back. So Fry is still in the batter's box, faces a 1 ball and 2 strike count. Chalk that up as one of the most bizarre things I've seen on a baseball diamond in quite a while. Here's the 1-2. Foul back.
As kind as I can say it, I'm going to say it this way. In the end, an umpire has to make a call. However, in this case, neither umpire knew what happened. Neither umpire.
No, you're 100% right, Dan. All right, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's a pitch from Corsi. Misses low, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
No damage yet.
I'm going to have to have a conversation with Jeff Nelson after this. Tell him about that pitch right back our way. Should have brought our gloves, Dan.
Well,
if this netting wasn't here.
We're still counting on the netting, I'll tell you.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Ethan Fry. Fry slaps that one into third, down the third base line. It's a fair ball. Fry's going to go for 2.
He's there.
And they're going to rule Ethan Fry. It'll be an RBI double. Holland somehow, some way comes home the score. He should be on first, but... So Tri-West extends their lead. It's 3-1. That pitch upstairs. Damon Catt, the left fielder for the Bruins.
He's just struggling out there. He's not right. Here comes Coach Welter again.
Well, and rightfully so. There should be. Sometimes a missed call can affect you in a negative way, and unfortunately, I think that's what's happening here with Kale.
Well, the tough part
that's what Coach Welver's telling him. Just that play's done and over with. You got to move on and focus on the
Well, that's for sure. That's for sure. But after finding good rhythm in the second inning, he came back and walks the first time to start this inning and kind of creates his own situation in one way. But
a walk and then whatever just transpired. Right, I don't think we can officially say what happened.
I will tell you, having umpired many games at many different levels, umpires can get absolutely blocked and blinded on plays, and I don't know whether that has anything to do with this one, but I know it happens.
The 2-0. That's in there for a strike. Catch the outer part of the plate, 2-1.
Cat's the one that hit the big
pitch. Misses inside. 3 balls and a strike now.
Damon Cat reached first base, his first at bat on that big fly ball to the right field that we couldn't haul in.
That pitch slapped to Underwood. A diving stop. Flips onto Corsi.
Yeah.
And they're going to say good.
Yeah,
beat him just in time.
Goes a 4-1, but that took good coordination by both players over there.
Sure did.
The center fielder, Chase Hardman.
So there's 1 out now. Fry moves down Fry moves down to third, and it'll bring up Chase Hardman. Skies one.
We got out.
To
We got
Underwood. Who holds on to it?
He was doing a little cha-cha-cha down there because just maybe having trouble seeing the ball. We may be dealing with a high sky situation here today. It's typical of a high sky, and it's really clear, and I don't know, you need some clouds sometimes to help see the ball.
Well, after all said and
It's
done,
an out. After all
it's
said and
out. Brings up Brady White. Skies one, and this should get Crawfordsville out of the inning. Cale Weimer says he has it.
Wow. On the back pedal.
And go down as a fly out to the second baseman.
Well, not too many pitches to the last two batters anyway.
No. And so after a leadoff walk and then a double by Ethan Fry, the Bruins extend a slim lead, but great job by Corsi to strand that runner at third, but it is 3-1 Bruins with the Athenian bats coming up.
Well, not only folks with plenty of conversation following the game,
Yeah, it sure will.
they're actually, look what's going on out there. You want to say they're not talking about that play right now?
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
Well, officiating is not an easy job, one.
No.
Two, just like the players, umpires make errors. And I can't claim an error on either official out there. The only thing I know for sure that neither man was exactly sure what happened, because we saw a reversal of call actually more than once,
Yeah.
I think.
Well, Athenians trail 3-1, and it'll be Wyatt Moats, who was hit by a pitch and came around to score the run in the bottom of the first inning. Gets under that one, skies it. Who's got it? And that'll be the pitcher, Pearson, who calls off the catcher and the third baseman. 1 pitch, 1 out for Moats.
The catcher, A.J. Hall.
I'm going to bring up catcher A.J. Hall, who reached on a fielder's choice his first time up. That pitch nowhere close. 1 ball, no strikes. AJ gets good wood on that one. That's going to be, but hung up there. Yep, hung up there in center field. Another fly out to the center fielder. It'll bring up Cale Corsi.
The pitcher, Cale Corsi.
Cale skies that one way back there.
Got there.
Good catch out there in right. That was Ethan Fry out there in right field.
Yep.
Athenians got good bats on it. Just some good fielding out there by the Bruins sends Crawfordsville down 1-2-3. As after 3 full innings, the Bruins still lead Crawfordsville by a score of 3-1.
Yeah, we're doing a pretty good job with the sticks and just not being rewarded at this point in time because there's no question we've hit the ball harder than the Bruins have, but then we've had some self-inflicted stuff. an error and a number of walks have been really the difference in the ball game.
Yeah, a little bit of a shaky start from Kale in that first inning. Bounced back in the second and had a leadoff walk and faced some adversity in that third. So up for the Bruins in the top of the fourth. Let's see here. Well, it'll be Pearson leading things off.
Leading off for the Bruins.
8, 9, and 1.
Pearson.
Yeah, Pearson flew out to center last time. Hit the ball pretty well, actually.
As just a little dribbler down the first base line gets foul. Yeah, Corsi already, after that last pitch, is up to 71 pitches. As that one gets good wood on it. Farley, though, has to move very little out there in center for the first out of the inning. Good play out there by Dylan Farley.
The second baseman, Garrett Osborne.
Bring up Garrett Osborne, who struck out looking in the second. Corsi, that's another pop-up in foul territory. Who's got it? Oh my God.
You got it. He caught it 3 times.
You're right, he did catch it 3 times.
Third time made it official.
Juggle, and then catch. But it goes in the books as a fly out to the pitcher. And there are quickly 2 down. We'll go back to the top of the order for Reed Benner. And we've already seen some...
Yeah.
I don't even know how to describe some of these catches. Just
a lot of stuff you don't see every game.
Some things that make you hold your breath.
There's a well-hit
Benner
ball,
fly.
but he's there.
Farley, once again, has him played perfectly. And a quick inning, exactly what you needed from Kale Corsi on the mound. 3 straight flyouts by the Bruins, and they go 1, 2, 3. Time for the Crawfordsville Bats to get things going as they trail the Tri-West Bruins 3-1.
Well, Athenian fans sitting in the shade, shaded by the football bleachers, you notice the difference. They're more heavily clothed, I think, than the ones that are down in the bleachers far down the line in the sunlight. But we're obviously in the shade as usual, but the difference is that we have really almost no wind on us from any direction here. Notice the flags are pretty still out there. See one waving over, 2 waving a little bit, I guess, over in the right field. But this is the calmest ball game that we had here at Coach Field this year.
For the Athenians, 5, 6, 7, Weimer, Underwood, and Jude Coursey. As Pearson's back out for his 4th inning of work. Hardy cut there, swung on and missed from Weimer. The 1 from Pearson misses, gets count back at 1 ball and 1 strike. Up and away, 2-1. Another off speed from has Weimer out in front, 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Pearson's got some, like you said, Dan, it doesn't move a whole lot, but it's just confuses the batter enough. That pitch down in the dirt, full count.
Well, Carroll needs to avoid what he did last time, and that's strike out looking.
Yeah. The 3-2.
You know, he's got his swing, but he
striked out swinging.
just can't find the rhythm with this pitch.
Bring up the first baseman, Caden Underwood. Underwood, who flew out to the right fielder in his first time up.
Yeah, ball hit well.
Yes, it was. It's been sort of the theme that kind of we talked about, Dan. I mean, Crawfordsville's been hitting the ball pretty darn well.
Yeah.
That will be fielded out there at second base. Throw on.
Yeah, we got a break there.
Yep, sure did. That'll go in the books.
E4.
That's an E4, you're darn right, Dan. E4, you'll take it any way you can get it for Crawfordsville.
Well, we take another missile like Jude hit the first time, but we didn't need to find some green with it.
So Underwood down at first after the E4 on the second baseman. Jude Coursey stands in. You're right, dude. Just don't find some green. That pitch a strike, though. Find some green or even find a hole. A sophomore shortstop. The 1-0-1. Just able to slap that one. As Pearson is ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2. Skied. This stays in play, but no one's able to get it.
But Jude got jammed on that one.
He sure did. You're right.
But he stays alive. That's the main thing.
Tri-West with a 3-1 lead over Crawfordsville in the bottom of the 4th inning here at John Froge Field. The 0-2 just slowly slapped. It'll go down in the books as a fielder's choice. As Underwood is out at second, Coursey will take his place at first.
The right fielder, Caden Patton.
Caden Patton, the right fielder and batting in the number 8 hole for the Athenians. It'll be up to him to extend the inning. And he does not. It's just these right at him balls have killed the Athenians as Patton flies out on the first pitch to the center fielder. And Crawfordsville not able to take advantage of the Tri-West error. And after 4 full innings, it is still Tri-West 3 and Crawfordsville 1.
Yeah, we're in a strange rhythm right now. I mean, I'm not putting down what Tri-West has done at the plate, but we've definitely swung our bats better than Tri-West as a whole. I mean, Tri-West has had the pop-ups today,
Right.
and yet they're leading this by a score of 3-1. Athenians have hit the ball several times on the line, are fairly deep in the field, and they're just not finding any open spots right now. But there's, we play 4-4, but at the same time we got 3 big innings left. And, the main thing is just to keep this ball game close. 3-1 is not a insurmountable deficit by any means, so we can just hold and have plenty of time to get back in this thing.
Yeah, 3-1. I mean, that's, if you can keep that, you obviously don't need to get everything. You're more than capable of scoring 2-3 runs in an inning. But then Corsi on the mound has kind of had bad inning, good inning. Kind of bad inning, good inning. Let's hope he kind of bucks that trend here. And has another great inning. Had a very efficient top of the fourth, excuse me. And that one, Farley didn't get a good jump on it, but he still over. Did he catch it?
Oh, he got it.
He did catch it. What a great job out there in center field by Dylan Farley. He took a step in as soon as the ball was hit, misplayed it, but was still showed enough speed to able to get under that ball for a loud out number 1.
Very nice job out there. Farley's he's becoming a very good outfielder.
He sure is. That was Jack Catt who let that long fly out, and it'll bring up the designated hitter Chase Holland, who has walked both times. And his slaps that one to Underwood, can't be fielded, and he'll be safe. That's
I don't know.
unfortunate.
I'm going to be a little defending here in the sense that was a crazy ground ball. That was one of those spinning ground balls. It was not straight, had a lot of rotation on it, and I think it actually kicked back to his right after he was moving a little bit to his left, but it'll still go as an error. And unfortunate.
It's one of those unfortunate errors. You're right.
Base is number 3, Evan Melty.
Because if
I think he hurt himself.
Right,
actually.
you're right. If he's able to get it and field it cleanly, Corsi is able to get there at first, and it's still probably an out.
Well, it's so close. Really, what you have to do, and it'll sound easy. It's not as easy as it sounds, but that's a ball what we call you have to smother.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get down on that ball and just keep it right there with you. That one down, that's turn 2. Like I said, you can't get a double play without a base runner.
Ethan Fry, who has a walk and an RBI double.
Yeah, really the best hit they've had today.
Right, yeah. That pitch also downstairs. 2 balls in, no strikes the count. The 2-0 from Corsi. Nowhere close on the outer part of the plate. 3 balls and no strikes. Corsi already with 4 walks in the ball game, and he's in danger of making it a 5th. There's a strike, right? Okay. I assumed, and thankfully I was right. 3-1. And Fry skies that one to Farley's getting his work out there in center field. Great job by Corsi and Farley to battle back after the 3-0 count. I'm writing down a lot of F8s in my scorebook here.
Well, just a lot of fly balls, period.
Right.
I mean, Underwood's had 2, and Corsi himself's had 1. And you add on to center field,
Damon Cat, the left fielder, skies that one.
Yeah, it's a dangerous one there.
I think that might have gotten over to the softball diamond, can't tell. From our vantage point.
Actually, I don't think they were playing at the time, so.
No balls and 1 strike. On
Runner.
Damon Cat. AJ fires down to second.
Yeah, too big a jump.
The throw was off. And Holland has himself a stolen base. Cat has reached on an error and grounded out to second in his 2 times up. The 1-1 in there for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The count. Cale Corsi a strike away from ending the inning. And that's exactly what he does. Gives him the high heat that Damon Cat can't catch up to. It's a swinging strike. As Tri-West scores no runs on no hits, and there was 1 Crawfordsville error. Athenians, it's getting a little late, but still they only trail Tri-West 3-1 as they need the bats to come out a little bit alive. Would love a big inning.
Yeah, I think it's starting off 9-1-2 here in the bottom of the 5th, but I tell you, we had to give Farley a base hit his first time up, so maybe he can double up here and get on and turn to the top of the order. That'd be
that would be ideal. You're right.
The best recipe for success here in this 5th inning.
Yeah, for the Athenians, 9-1-2, Farley, Dowell, and Moats. And don't want to start counting outs, but Crawfordsville down to their last 9 total outs.
Yeah.
So, gotta start putting some runs together.
Look at my score page, and the one thing that really stands out, the Athenians have not received 1 base on balls. They were hit. They had a hit batter.
Yep, you're right.
But there's number 2. There's.
Maybe you should talk about getting a home run or something, Dan, and it might you might speak it into existence again.
Farley's on. That was,
absolutely.
And
get any way you can.
The left fielder, Bryce Dowell.
Back up to the top of the order for Bryce Dowell. Bryce has singled and grounded out in his 2 times up. Love to find a gap here. Or Bryce looks to be bunting which.
Well, the ball's up. We just cannot discipline ourselves on a sacrifice bunt. We have bunted attempted to bunt as many balls out of the strike zone this year as we bunted in the strike zone, and that is just something that it's a mental thing more than anything else. Guy wants to get the bunt down so bad that he's jumping at whatever's offered up there, and we've got to learn to make the ball be there.
We're going to have a little bit of a mound visit here from the Bruins.
Yeah.
Probably just talking deep. His coach brought in the entire defense, so probably talking strategy, I would most likely assume.
Well, 2 runs behind, top of the order, a guy can swing the bat, and you say, well, maybe you don't bunt here, but this is, you said, we still got 9 outs, and we need to move runners right here. We definitely, whatever you can do to move a runner, base hit would be even more wonderful, obviously.
0-1, and Dow squares around, gets it down.
Okay.
And
Good
so
sack.
it will
Good
go down
sack.
as a sacrifice bunt. Bruins did get the easy out. Was curious to see if they'd try and get Farley at second. They might have had a play, but
Well, I'm not so sure, but what the coach on his conversation out there didn't get it out. That's what you want. You're up by 2.
yep.
getting the out is the most important thing, and they did do that.
Pitch in there for a strike for Wyatt Moats. And one back up the middle, or if Wyatt finds a hole or a gap here, we Athenians get a run back. No balls in, one strike. Pitch from Pearson. Slapped. That's going to be an extremely tough playing with Wyatt's speed. There's no chance.
Good play with the first baseman, or the Athenians had a run. He kept a low throw in front of him. That'll be a base hit, and Athenians with the tying run on base now.
So Farley moves down to third on the infield single from Wyatt Moats. Bring up the catcher, A.J. Hall.
Here's an interesting situation. You got Wyatt Moats, a great base stealer, great speed. He's a tying run, but they know he's a tying run. First and third, they don't like to throw down, but they might throw down here because they can.
And you're right. They know he's got speed.
You know, this is a time when they might, well, they throw over, first of all. They want to keep him there, but they might actually go ahead and throw down on this first and third situation.
We shall see if Wyatt decides to take off.
Yeah.
That pitch in the dirt, good smother there. One ball, no strikes. That's a very good point, Dan.
Well, this is where the coaching really comes in. I mean, and I'm not calling it right or wrong. I mean,
the 1-0. Outside, 2 balls, no strikes.
Yeah, right here, I don't run a 2-0 personally because he's 2 pitches away from a walk. I mean, you go to 2-1, 2-1, that would be different. In fact, in old day baseball, 2-1 is a run count. But that's not the case today.
The pitch from Pearson upstairs, 3 balls and no strikes. And yep, you definitely don't now. You tell AJ to just
keep it on your shoulder.
Yep, keep that bat on your shoulder and make Pearson throw a strike. Yep, and Wyatt's nowhere. Oh, that's because I was about to say Wyatt moved all the way back to first, but that's because I think Pearson's might have stepped off. The 3-0. Nowhere close. And A.J. Hall draws a walk. Athenians are in business. Bases loaded and 1 out. Moats scoots down to second with Hall taking his place at first and got a courtesy runner.
Well,
it'd be Mason McCarty.
Now batting the pitcher.
Here we gotta just have Cale not be too anxious.
Right, not trying to do too much.
I mean, we want to hit a good pitch, not throw one bat out of the ball that's out of the zone or pitcher's pitch here. This has got to be aggressive but controlled aggression.
And boy, would Cale Corsi like to help himself out. Pitch down in the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes. Well, he just had still curious if the take sign's still on from Coach Moats, because that's 5 straight balls.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think you do here.
The 1-0.
Oh,
he went around. Yep, 1 ball, no strike, or 1 ball, 1 strike. And I'll pitch in the dirt.
See, now this is one. I'm looking at the pitcher's probably going to throw the same pitch, or one that looks like it.
The 1-1.
And he did.
And it hit him. It hit Cale Corsi. That'll drive in a run. You'll take the RBI any way you can get it.
Well, Pearson still hasn't walked anybody, but he's hit 3 guys.
You're right. So Moats scoots down to third. Farley comes home to score. And A.J. Hall moves down to second as Cale Corsi is hit on the pitch. Pitch in the dirt by Cale Weimer.
We got a
courtesy runner, yes, Javier Resto.
The courtesy runner at first base is number 10, Javi Resto.
We'll take Cale Corsi's place at first base. The 1-0. Sky.
Batter's out.
And you're right. Batter is out.
Boy, what are we doing back there?
Yeah. McCarty was had a half step off second, and but the pitch was right in front, or the ball was right in front of him.
The first baseman, Caden Underwood.
So a fly out to the shortstop. An F6, and it'll bring up Caden Underwood. Bases loaded. Crawfordsville down 3-2. And Underwood, that was misplayed by the right fielder, but he's got it still. That's twice now. That Underwood has hit the ball hard to the right fielder. Athenians get a run back, but they strand the bases loaded as we'll head to the top of the 6th inning. And Dan, I got one. Hopefully you can get 2 more for us.
Look, I mean, I gave it to you with us 1 down, and you gave it back to me. We're 1 down. The numbers changed just a little, but yeah. Well, you know, it continues to be the same kind of situation, with the exception of that we got a walk finally, and we got a couple more guys hit, but you know, I didn't say it. Well, we got a pitching change here. So, we're going to change brother for brother, and it's a straight switch with Jude coming to the mound, brother Cale going to shortstop, and Athenians trailing as we go to the top of the 6th. So it'll be up to young Corsi to hold the Bruins right where they are and give the Athenians a good chance to come back in this ball game. For Tri-West, they will have Hardman, White, and Pearson leading it off here in the top of the 6th inning. Line score at this point, the Bruins with 3 runs on 2 hits, and they've had 3 errors. Your Athenian with 2 runs, 4 hits, and 2 errors. So Athenians have doubled the hits on the Bruins, but have not crossed home plate enough, and still looking to get that key hit. That's kind of what we've been stuck on today a little bit. We've had a number of runners, but not enough touch home plate. Especially last inning, we had a lot on it. But you know, I almost said, I hope they don't walk Cale Weimer, but it worked out that they didn't walk him, they hit him. And I really would have liked for him to have a chance to swing the bat in this situation. But here's where we are, going to the top of the 6th, down 3-2.
Well, and for people asking, why do you take out the elder Corsi? Important to remind them, pitch count, first of all, wise, and Crawfordsville has another key Sagamore Conference game on Saturday against Lebanon.
That's for sure.
Would imagine they would like to keep Cale fresh for that one.
Well, first pitch in there for a strike. Chase Hardman, the center fielder. Here's a pitch, a breaking ball, and umpire doesn't like that one.
No.
Kind of
I thought he did the strike.
Successful check swing, I guess. Here's a ground ball to the pitcher. Good job by Jude on to first base, 1 down. So 3 pitches and 1 down. 1-3. I'll bring up Brady White. White is struck out and flew out to the second baseman.
Now batting number 5, Blake Sonicson.
Oh, we got a pinch hitter.
It'll be Blake Sonicson, the senior, wearing number 5 for the Bruins. We'll play some Brady White.
Here's a foul ball, check swing. Excuse-moi.
Off the tail end of his bat, too.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 down here. Top of the 6th. Here's a ball fouled into the net. So Corsi ahead on the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch, breaking ball right there. Strike out, looking. I tell you, Jude has really nice breaking ball.
He sure does.
When he has command of it, and he normally does, it's a heck of a weapon. Well, I'll bring up the opposing pitcher, Isaac Pearson. He's 0 for 2, flied out to center field twice. Here's a fly ball to left field, but that'll be out of play. We'll give it a run out there, but it's just too far away for Dowell, and so 0-1. Yeah, this young man has made Farley work a bit in center field
Sure
so
has.
far. Here's a breaker and swung on and missed. Ball disappeared there.
Man, it's good to see Jude come back out here. I mean, especially because things didn't go his way against Danville last week.
Yeah.
But
Here's a pitch outside.
yeah, good waste pitch.
Jude ahead on the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down, top of the 6th. Athenians trailing 3-2. Of course, he delivers the breaking, and it is strike 3. Oh, now we're not. Well, okay. All right.
We've got to make these
I don't know.
decisions sooner.
AJ, well, I think the umpire behind the play just probably did not see that pitch. Yeah, here's the pitch. That one's up, and the count goes full. 3-2 now. As that time Jude went back to the breaking ball, or the fastball, after a good breaking ball that it appeared maybe was good enough to be strike 3, but not so. Here's ball 4 as the fastball's high. So runner aboard here for the Bruins. Base on ball, too many base on balls. I'll bring up Garrett Osborne, the second baseman. He's 0 for 2. He struck out looking his first at bat, and then he flew out to the pitcher. Oh, by the way, a fine play by Cale Corsi to catch that fly ball. A little pop-up, actually. Runner leans at first base, but not going. Here's a fastball right there for a strike. You got to wait a while.
Well, of course, it looks like it's already getting a sign from AJ before the umpire calls a strike.
So the first, had that been on the other side, might have had a chance.
And that's actually, I believe, Graham Wilhelm. I think Mr. Dave Rander announced that courtesy runner at first for Pearson.
Yeah, he's got a little lean to his stance over there. Here's a breaking ball. And a strike. I'm not sure where he caught it on a swing or the ball crossing the plate. It looked to be maybe a little bit outside. But anyway, the count is 0-2. Jude Corsi out of the stretch. Here's a pitch. And again, sweeping breaking ball, swung on and missed. Great job by young Corsi there, and keeping the Athenians right there, only down by 1. Well, I would say after earlier appearances that didn't go as smoothly, Wyatt looked really good Saturday.
Yes, he did. Absolutely.
And
coming in those 2 innings of relief.
So good to see these sophomore pitchers. Really, I mean, you look at what they're doing, it's pretty impressive. Work to do, though, for the Athenians. Trailing here as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. And we're coming up with 7, 8, and 9. The Jude Corsi, Caden Patton, and Dylan Farley. Now, Farley's been on twice. That's great. Jude hit into a fielder's choices last time and flew out to the second baseman. Well, I shouldn't say flew out. It was a line out. It was a a real hard hit ball. So Jude continues to put the ball in play, and he again, like last inning, this first batter is a key batter in this inning. Not that, hey, nothing wrong with two-out rallies.
No.
But if you look at the numbers, the math of the situation, this leadoff hitter is really the key man. And the infield, look at the infield. Why are they playing up like they are? My goodness. Here's a pitch taken down low, ball one. There's a take signal, so on. I hate to steal signals, but that's we're at that point of the game where we'll see what's going on. There's a pitch, and it's called a strike. It was barely on the inside corner, but I think a fair call. 1-1 strike. Jude Corsi waiting. Here's a pitch, swung a ground ball foul. Coach Moach does not offer. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Isaac Pearson on the mound still.
Good hack there by Jude. Just
don't know what Isaac Pearson's pitch count is, but I think it's got to be pretty good, although it did get elevated a bit in the last inning. Really the only inning, I'm sure, that he had anything that would be kind of a negative count. Again, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Of course, he takes that one down. 2-2. Here's the pitch. Line drive. That's going to get down. That's going to get down.
There we go. Nice job.
So Jude on leading off here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Base hit to left.
Do we play play small ball?
The right fielder, Caden Patton.
I would think so, and I don't remember Caden that many bat attempts, bunt attempts. So I'm not sure what we'll see here, but I would think you have to bunt here. Out of the stretch. Here's the pitch. We're bunting. We're bunting well. It's a nice bunt.
That is a beautiful bunt.
Throwing to first
Nice
base in
job.
time.
That is textbook right there.
The center fielder, Dylan Farley.
All right, Farley up. Farley's been on twice. Oh, yeah. We're going to.
Nice one-handed catch, Austin.
Here's a pitch. Farley bounces the ball foul behind the plate. All right, this is we need bat on the ball. We need great base running out of Jude Corsi out there. Oh, 1 on the way. That ball's
Good
off
take.
the plate.
Yep.
Athenians with 5 base hits now. Need another one right here. Here's the pitch. That's grounded left side. Here's the throw.
Safe. Got him by a millistep.
Yeah, he got him right. But good job there. It's just half a step short, but he gets down the line well. Credit the shortstop. That'll bring up the top of the batting order, Bryce Dowell. So Bryce on the day has had a base hit. His first at bat, he grounded out on a fielder's choice the second time, and then last time he had a sacrifice bunt successful. So pretty good day at the plate. He had a 2-out base hit, and we bring up Wyatt and Moats if we can get a base hit here and tie the game and let Wyatt put us ahead. Now they're going to have a little conference at the mound here.
Well, and as much as we would like to bring Jude home, this at least for Crawfordsville, you turned over the top of the order, and you set yourself up for. You like who you have coming to bat.
No question.
If you don't get the run in here, you really like your chances in the seventh with Moats, Hall, Kale Corsi, and those guys.
Yeah.
You're putting yourself in a good position, nonetheless. Although we would love to score Bryce right here.
And the other part of that is that the Bruins go to the top of the seventh with the top of their batting order, and so the job is still to hold that.
Yeah, you got to hold them first.
But,
you're 100% right, Dan.
We really got a guy at the plate here that he's dangerous in this situation because he's aggressive, he's a positive-minded hitter, and a good hitter. He's a swing and a miss, and he's now that's where it shows how
he's aggressive,
anxious and aggressive. Yes, he kind of trying to jump all over that thing. Here's the 0-1. He check swings, and he did indeed check. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down. Bottom of inning number 6, your Athenians trail it by a score of 3-2. Bryce Dow, the man at the plate. Here's a pitch. Here's a ball fouled off and out of play. No danger over there in that softball field now as the softball game is over. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Gotta expect if you're trying to think too much at the plate, which you don't want to do, but it's easy to think he's going to throw me a breaker here. Here's the pitch. Ground ball, shortstop. Oh my, another candy hop over there. And that is a 6-3 out to end the 6th inning. So we'll go to the 7th with your Athenians still trailing 3-2.
No runs on 1 hit.
Hey, you put bat on the ball. The kids have done a great job with that in this ball game, but unfortunately, we've had too many atom balls. I mean, that ground ball, anyone would say, oh, it's a ground ball. Well, it's a ground ball hit sharply enough. If the ball moves the shortstop either way by about 3.5 steps, maybe less, at least you had to move him, but there was a lot of room out there, but we just can't seem to find the gaps today. But we got a big inning left, and the main thing now is to keep that deficit at 1.
Yep, and Jude did a great job in that 6th inning, hoping for another just quick inning and get the bats back up there. And like you said, you like who Crawfordsville has coming up.
Yep. Line score after 6-4. The visiting Bruins lead it with 3 runs. They have 2 hits and 3 errors. Your Athenians have 2 runs, 5 hits, and 2 errors. So Athenians better on the base hits and better in the fielding situation, but nonetheless, they trail by a run. Main difference in the ball game, base on balls. Although that deficit,
that was
when you consider the free ones, with the fact that they have hit 3 guys, and they've also walked 1, so they've given us 4, so we've walked a few more. But anyway, Jude comes on for his 2nd inning of work, and the first one was pretty impressive. Oh, the difference here, he's facing the top of the order, whereas he faced the bottom of the order his first inning there.
Leading off for the Bruins, the first baseman, Reed Benner.
Benner 1 for 3 on the day, singled to start the game, but is struck out and flied out in his last 2.
Yeah. Well, left-handed batter and swings the bat pretty well. That's why he's at the top of the batting order. All right, here's the first pitch. That ball on the corner. 0-1. Here's the next pitch. There's a breaker that's right there. So quickly ahead on the count, 0-2. Jude Corsi looking pretty sharp on the mound. Here's the pitch. Swung on, popped up. Let's see who's going to take charge. Brother Cale Corsi over, under, and has it for out number 1. So 3 pitches, 1 down.
The shortstop, Jack Cat.
Jack Cat comes to the plate. He's 0 for 2, but did walk and score in that first inning.
Coach Moats singling to Caden Underwood just to play back a little bit over there at first.
Here's the first pitch.
Just missed.
Well, that's right there. It's just, well, he's got to wait. He's got to let it.
I'm not, as people can probably tell, I'm not the most patient person in the world.
Here's the pitch. That one is outside. Count evens to 1-1. Notice one difference in the field here, Cody. Brother Cale plays a much deeper short. Here's a breaking ball fouled back out of play. Brother Jude, not quite so deep, but
Right.
Cale with maybe a little stronger arm at this point.
Yeah.
2 years older.
Senior compared to a sophomore, you're right.
And he's real close. The majors now, if he took another step back, he'd be illegal. Here's the pitch away. Count goes even at 2-2. Cannot have a foot in the outfield grass in the major league this year as an infielder.
You sure can't.
Here's a 2-2. Swung on. Drive to right field. We're breaking back. Can't not get it. That ball against the fence now. And he's going to try 3. Let's see.
He's going to get
And the coach puts on the brake. Nobody covering second base.
Okay.
And I'm not sure we would have really had a play. It looked like it might have been, but to take a runner would have gotten back safely, even though it was a big round. So a big double there for the Bruins.
Hitter, Chase Holland.
I bring up Holland. Holland on the day has had a real good day as far as his success of getting on base. He had a base on balls, and he had 2 base on balls and reached on an error. So there's a breaking
beautiful
pitch.
one right there.
Strike 1. Big spot here though now. Bruins threatening to get an insurance run. Here's a ground. Yeah, ball gets by. And that'll put a run on third with 1 out. So I think it probably was a wild pitch. I couldn't see whether it got to the ground first or not.
He swung at that, didn't he?
Well,
I thought he swung.
I agree.
He should be 0-2, shouldn't it?
My judgment.
Yes.
They got it. Yeah.
Okay.
Board's wrong.
Yep, no balls, 2 strikes.
No balls, 2 strikes. Pitcher's pitch. Ooh, line drive base hit. There's a run. Got the breaking ball in over the plate and just missed his spot on that one. So, big base hit there by Holland. And that ups the score to 4-2 now.
That's a big insurance run.
It really is. I mean, the thing is, it was an 0-2 pitch. And
Courtesy runner, I believe.
recent times, we've given up quite a few 0-2. And it's just a case we're not getting the pitch where I know he didn't want the pitch where that pitch should have been down and out off the plate. But anyway, base hit. Here's a swing and a miss, and the ball gets by A.J.
Don't throw it, AJ.
Yeah, it's no chance, really. But, yeah, he could come off the base. That'd been the only chance. So that's a pass ball there.
Well, now a base hit could potentially give the Bruins a second insurance run.
No balls, 1 strike. Ground ball right side.
That's
Foul ball.
oh,
Foul ball.
I'm not.
Well, it's Cali made. I'm
not too sure
Well,
about
I'm not either. But
That's-
it's a moot point because he called it, and there's no appeal possible with the first base umpire out in the middle of the field. So Yeah, I think when it touched his glove, he pulled the ball outside. There's no question. It ended up outside the line, but he pulled it out there. So anyway, it's 0-2 here now. Be careful with the count. Swing and a miss. That was a good pitch. He couldn't. In fact, he missed it off the end of his bat for the second out. So gotta finish it out here now.
Yep.
Left fielder David Cat.
Cat comes to the plate, and he is 0 for 3. Yeah, he did reach first base his first time up on an error. Here's a pitch. Breaking ball, strike one. Here's a pitch. That's the pitch that should have been on the 0-2 on the previous batter. Or not the previous batter, but the number 3 hitter, Holland, who got to hit the right field. That was the one he wanted right there. Didn't happen. Gene Corsi on the mound. It's a long pause, the pitch. Breaker, fouled back. Corsi ahead, 0-2. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed.
All right.
So, of course, he records a couple of strikeouts, but not before the Bruins score a run, making the score 4-2. Athenians coming to bat in the bottom of the 7th. 2, 3, and 4. Burden squarely on their shoulders. But if we got to put it someplace, that's as good a place as any.
Yep, you really like your chances. And the Athenian bats are due.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. The Bruins doubled their hit total in that inning.
You're right, they did.
Had the 2 hits stayed in there for quite a while, but they added 2 more on. But the big thing was they added a run, and so the Athenians got a little double duty to go. But like I said, we've got a great part of the batting order here, and time to step up.
New pitcher on the mound, too.
Yeah, number 8.
Did White pitch in the last inning?
You know, if I don't remember David announcing it.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so I guess if he did, I didn't announce it. And but anyway, yeah, we got White in the ball game now. Brady White. He's been playing third base, and indeed Pearson moves to third base. So as the Athenians did, it's just a straight switch. This time from.
Yeah, Pearson with only 79 pitches. He only threw 79 pitches, but kind of like what they did with Corsi, probably. I'm assuming they probably have a conference game on Saturday like the rest of the conference does, and want to save him for that.
Yeah.
Corsi ended the game with 87 pitches, so he is good to go on Saturday. Got to have those 3 days of rest. You need a rally.
Well, keep in mind, your Athenians are 2-0 in the conference, but so is Tri-West, having swept the Mounties.
Absolutely. Good. So is Tri-West, so is North Montgomery, so is Lebanon and Frankfurt, both split, so I think that takes care of it.
There's the first pitch, strike one. Fastball at the knees. Wyatt Moats that hit, and he got a hit. So he's 1 for 2. Here's the next pitch down.
Yep.
Count even at 1-1. Athenians looking for a runner here any way they can, obviously. Third baseman in on the grass. Actually, shortstop playing very shallow. Here's the pitch, and that one is outside, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. There's Wyatt Moats. Bats in the bottom of the 7th. Next pitch Line drive center field, base hit.
Way to get started.
That ball gets by. Mosk is going to make second base now. So a great start. That takes the force out of play.
Well, there we go.
So that'll be a hit and an error.
Mm-hmm.
E8. Moats to second base. A.J. Hall to the plate.
Now batting the catcher, A.J. Hall.
First pitch up and in. One ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch. That one looks down. 2-0 now. New pitcher in the ball game, Brady White for the Bruins. Got a little bit of heat on him right away.
Mm-hmm. Exactly what you want if you're the
2-0
Athenians.
on the way. Here's a strike, and not a lot on that pitch. That one, the one he wanted to strike, and just laid it in there, and I think we had to take on.
Right.
So 2-1 now for AJ. Here's the next pitch. Line drive, base hit, and we had to hesitate a little bit, so we're going to hold on.
Holding, yep.
Yeah, well, you got to have two.
Yeah.
You got to have at least two, so you cannot.
Yeah, because that, honestly, that was a great throw from right field and probably would have gunned Wyatt.
Well, we had to hold up because that ball was only about a foot and a half, maybe over the first baseman's glove there. And so it's a first and third. McCarty, by the way, going into run now.
Batting the shortstop, Cale Corsi.
Here's Cale Corsi to the plate now.
Boy, do we like some drama here in the ninth inning. It basically is the ninth inning.
There you go.
High school ninth inning.
Cale on the day is 1 for 2. He flew deep to right field, if you remember that earlier in the ball game, and when it was hit, it looked like maybe they had a chance to go out. If we'd had to win like we did have, they would have gone out.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. White on the mound. Corsi waiting. Here's the pitch. This is taken for a strike. No, he called it outside. You're right.
It looked outside from our
Well, I was looking at his lean.
We picked up on some tendencies.
One ball. Got to get you a pitch here, Cale. Here's a ball popped to center field. That's going to be deep
That's going
to
to
score one, but we obviously need two, and only one guy advances. That's 4-3 now. As Moats comes in to score, by the way, he has scored 2 of the Athenians' 3 runs. So that'll be a sacrifice fly. One down. Cale Weimer to the plate for the Athenians. Cale's 0 for 3, flew out to the shortstop the last time.
The second baseman, Cale Weimer.
We got speed at first base, but it's a young freshman, and I think you probably don't put the ball game on his feet, at least at this point. Here's a pitch. That breaking ball outside. Ball 1. His ball popped foul out of play. Under that one.
If Weimer straightens out that swing and connects hard on that one, that's a gapper.
Weimer at the plate with Underwood on deck. Short lead over at first base. Here's the pitch. That ball's outside.
No, he called it a strike.
That ball, I don't think there's any way they had the plate, but it doesn't make any difference now. It's 1-2. Cale Weimer needs to put it in play right here.
Swing at anything close.
There's a line into the gap! Into the gap, and will be stopped out there, so Here we go, coming to third base. Here's the throw, and he is out.
And Coach Moats, I don't think McCarty out there got the sign quick enough. Because Coach Moats was originally waving him, but then he put on the brakes.
Weaver at second base now, still representing the tying run, but a mistake there that we couldn't really afford to make. Now,
Underwood.
What are we talking about? And how about Caden Underwood? And he had the walk-off hit. We're just talking strategy, I think. But Caden Underwood had the walk-off hit against Portage, had the 2 wins on Saturday on the mound, and hit the ball pretty well. And here he stands with a chance to drive in the game-tying run here in the bottom of the 7th. He's been put in some pretty high-pressure situations early on in the year, Dan, and he's done nothing but deliver.
well, we got to give the Brewers credit in the sense that they made the relay throw accurately,
Yes.
and then they just handled that play properly. He has got caught there maybe with what we call a little inexperience, and so it leaves Caden Underwood in the situation here where he needs to come through one more time. Here's the ball down.
Yeah.
Weimer out at second base, representing the tying run here. 4-3 ball game. Here's a pitch. That ball's taken down.
Yep.
We got Jude Corsi on deck.
And Jude singled his last time up.
White in relief. Underwood steps out. Any kind of thing. We didn't even take a bad hop here.
Mm-hmm. Anything to get him on.
Here's the pitch. Swung on a miss. That ball looked like it tried to even drop it. He just really was fooled with that pitch. Caden likes the ball a little bit out over the plate more than that one. 2-1. Here's a pitch. That's taken outside. 3 balls, 1 strike. Pitch way up, and that's ball forward. That brings Jude Corsi to the plate. So runners at first and second. 2 down.
Jude Corsi.
Find some green. Find some green.
Mm-hmm. Any way you can.
Pitch. That's taken as a
Upstairs.
strike. He called it a strike. Did look a little high maybe, but play the next one. Play the next one. Here's the 0-1. Pop foul out of play on a breaking ball. Had Jude reaching on that one. But down on the count, 0-2. Weimer at second, Underwood at first. Weimer the tying run, Underwood the winning run. Here's a pitch. Ground ball short. He's going to go. Oh, he goes to second at the end, and he gets the out. So a fielder's choice.
Game. Final score, Tri-West 4, Crawfordsville 3.
So Athenians go down here tonight on a really tough loss because it was a game they played pretty well, and tough luck on the bats tonight. We had balls hit hard that just did not end up being successful, and we have our first loss here in the